Well, hello, University of Wisconsin. You probably see me in the back of the room. I go into lots of different classrooms throughout the day, and I'm so happy that I get to be here with you guys today. Today, we are going to talk about what good listeners are. There are 5 things we need to do to be good listeners in the classroom. And I'm going to show you a couple things up here, and I want you to see if you can guess what those 5 things are, just by first looking at a picture. So if we're talking about listening, this is our first clue. What should be the first thing be when we're being a good listener? Let me see. Hands. Yes. Ooh, tracking with our eyes. You are right. Ooh, what do we think this one's going to be?
Listen.
Yes. Listening with our
ear.
Excellent, excellent. Oop, oop. What do we think this third one is? Yes. If we're listening, what? Ooh, not talking. If we're listening, we should not be talking. Ooh, this one's kind of hard, but maybe you can do it. Who thinks they know what this one is? The rule, yes.
If you're trying to go to the bathroom, raise your hand.
Ooh, that person is kind of raising their hand, but also it might mean that we're not what?
Touching. Moving.
Touching people with our hands. And this last one, oh no, can somebody raise that up a little bit? You can't see it. It's it's a little police officer, and I couldn't find one. But what should we, when we're sitting in star, should our feet be touching the people in front of us? No. So there are 5 things here. That's a lot. Mr. Moss went through that really quick. So I'm actually going to give you some hand signals to help you remember this. So when we talk about number 1, our eyes are watching. Everybody get your hands up. Get your hands up. Do what Mr. Moss is doing. So rule number 1, eyes are watching. Rule number 1, eyes are watching. Let's try that again all together. Ready? Rule number 1,
eyes are watching.
Ooh. Our second one, what we said before, is that our
Ears are listening.
Ooh, I like how you guys did that right off the bat. So it's let Mr. Moss do first. Rule number 1, eyes are watching. Ears are listening. Oh, let me try it again. Eyes are watching. Ears are listening.
Eyes are watching. Ears are listening.
Good job. Why do our eyes need to be watching? Yeah.
So we know what to do.
Yes, because if Miss Laughlin's up here and is teaching a math lesson and you have to see what's going on, if you're not watching with your eyes, are you going to know what to do?
No.
Why do our ears need to be listening? Why do our ears need to be listening?
Because the teacher needs to hear you.
So you know what happens next, right?
Yes.
Like if all of a sudden a fire alarm came off on here, who do we need to be listening to right away? Miss L, because if we're not listening to Miss L and people are going this way and that way, and all of a sudden we get lost from our class and we didn't listen to Miss L before the fire alarm went off, we might not know where to go. And that can be dangerous. All right, number 3. Our lips are zipped. Ready? Lips are zipped. Try it one more time, everybody.
Lips are zipped.
So let's go through the rules. Mr. Modest goes first. You go second. Wait, Mr. Modest first. You second. Eyes are watching. Ears are listening. Lips are zipped.
Eyes are watching. Ears are listening. Lips are zipped.
Excellent. Why do our lips need to be zipped? Or why does our mouth need to be quiet?
Because when the teacher's talking, you wouldn't hear her because you wouldn't hear her because you're talking.
You're right.
To another person.
I need a volunteer. Can I get a volunteer? I want you to be. You're going to be my volunteer. Come here. What's your name? Brandon. Brandon. Here.
Wait. What are you doing?
Okay, he's going to be our teacher, and I'm not going to be following rule number 3. And I want you to see what it looks like. But everybody, eyes on our guest teacher. Ready? Eyes on our guest teacher.
Okay, class. Today we're going to be teaching our ABCs. Sing with me. A, B, C, D, E,
Like Marvel movies, Captain America's like, no, guys, Captain America's the best. What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about Iron Man?
You please stop talking.
Oh, what's wrong?
Can you please stop talking?
Oh, thank you, sir. Give him a round of applause, ladies. If I'm talking, even if I'm using a whisper voice, while I was sitting there, who can still hear me? Who can still hear me? Yeah, you can, right in here. And it's gonna be distracting, even if I'm using a whisper voice. But then if I'm super loud, like, do you like Marvel characters? That's gonna distract everybody, and pretty soon, all of you were looking at me. Some of you really tried to start doing the ABCs. Is that frustrating? When somebody starts talking and you want to participate in what's going on? Is that frustrating?
Yep.
What about it makes it frustrating? What makes that frustrating?
It makes it frustrating because you're trying to learn, but people won't let you learn because they're talking so much, so they can hear you, and then it makes so if they try to ignore but they can't ignore it, it will distract you.
Big time. Did you want to say something this
I
last one?
do. I find parts of that frustrating too. I find it so frustrating when somebody's talking and I'm trying to share something I love teaching about, and friends are trying so hard to ignore, but they just can't. They just can't.
Let's ready? Let's go to the three. Now, Mr. Moss first, you next. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips set. Ready? Go.
Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are zipped.
Great job. The last one is kind of a hard one to do, but our hands are still. If my hands are in other people's business, if my hands are moving around, touching, hey, if I'm doing that, are you getting into other people's space? What makes that hard? Why is it hard? If you're the person who's getting touched by somebody, why is that hard for you to pay attention? Yes.
They're touching you, and you want to say stuff, but then the teacher is gonna make you stop, be quiet because you're saying that. Then they're just gonna keep touching you.
Correct. So sometimes what happens is, like, let's say Brandon kept poking you or touching you, and you looked at Brandon and were like, stop! You might be the one who actually gets in trouble, right? Because Miss Laughlin only hears you. So ready? Here we go. I'm going to add the fourth one. Our hands are still. You try it. Hands are still. Let's try it one more time. Hands are still. Ready? So we're going to start from the beginning. Mr. Modest does first. You do second. Eyes are watching. Ears are... Oh, wait. Eyes are watching. Ears are listening. Lips are zipped. Hands are still. Go.
Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are zipped, hands are still.
And finally, our feet are quiet. Now, Brandon, can you come up one more time and teach us the ABCs? Mr. Modest is going to talk about what this looks like. So, everybody, eyes on Brandon. Brandon, begin your lesson.
Okay, class. Today we're gonna... Okay, class. Today we're going to learn how to
Excuse me, can you please stop?
I like. First off, give Brandon a round of applause one more time. When somebody's kicking the desk that you're sitting at, can you describe how distracting that was for me for you when I was right there kind of kicking around with the seat? How is that distracting? Why is it hard?
Because he was like kicking out in here.
Yeah. And then, did I knock over all the stuff on the desk?
Yeah.
What if somebody's really trying to write really well on their writing time or their penmanship time, and they're trying to do cursive or really make their writing assignment really neat for Miss L, and somebody keeps knocking the table? Does that feel good when you're working so hard?
No.
No, it doesn't. So rule 5, our feet are still. It's kind of hard to do with you and Star right now. So I want you to come out of Star in just 2 seconds and just do, stay on the ground. And all I want you to do is, feet are still.
Feet are still.
Ready? One more time. Feet are still.
Feet are still.
Everybody sit down. We're going to go through, now we're going to go through everything. Ready? Mr. Modest is first. You are second. Let me get through all of it. Ready? Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are zipped, hands are still, feet are quiet. If I do, ready, and go.
Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are zipped, hands are still, feet are quiet.
Ooh, but you guys didn't do it how I did it. When I do that last one, when I do 5, the feet are quiet, I do it like this. Feet are quiet. Ready? Here we go. Let's do it all together one more time.
Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are zipped,
Hands are still.
feet are
Sit down, please, one more time. If I'm doing those 5 things, am I going to be able to listen to the lesson?
Yes.
Okay, are your hands still right now? Okay, that's distracting. We need to make sure that if we do these 5 things, you're going to be able to be better listeners. Mr. Modest is going to come in every once in a while, and I want to see how well you guys are doing with giving your teacher 5. Okay, Miss L, what do you want them to do next?